Hello, welcome back. I'm Tonya from Tonya's Witchy Kitchen, and how are you doing today? I'm doing pretty good. It's just rolling right into the new year, right? How's the resolutions coming? Have you added some? Have you worked on any? It's a goal thing. It's kind of like a goal. You gotta think of it a different way, not a resolution, just a goal, but I'm not gonna talk about that. How was your New Year's? Right? How was all that stuff? Mine was very, very good. I got to see some relatives that I haven't seen in a while, which was super nice. I love visiting. I'm a sitter and a visitor. Love visiting people, and especially relatives that you don't get to see because they live out of state or, somewhere else in the state. So that was really fun. I really enjoyed that. You know who you are. And then we had fireworks because in my state it is legal to blow off fireworks on New Year's Eve. Now, I have a complaint. I don't think they should sell such big fireworks to such little people. But, what are you going to do about it? So it's kids with money thing. So, of course, my boys went and bought plenty of fireworks. And it was cold, so we sat, like me and the girls watched from the living room window, and the guys and the girlfriends braved the cold in the garage. Of course, my husband had to put the heater on because he's a wuss. No. Don't tell him I told you that. There's just times I just think like, my gosh, come on, man up, right? But anyway, tough it out. That's what he tells his kids. So it's good for the goose, is good for the gander and the little ducklings. So what are they called? Goslings, not ducklings. Goslings, yeah. I'll get all my names correct eventually. Did you know there's a cowette? Not going there. I'm not even going there. But anyway, yes, we had fireworks going off, and they were beautiful and they were big. And then they started on some other ground ones, Well, it blew the bottom of the box out. And we had fireworks like shooting on the ground, like think of Roman candles that you would lay on the ground, like the big ones, and they just shoot in different directions. I mean, one blew up under the tractor, one hit the house, one went between my son's legs. My little grandson was in the middle of it, and it was like, no, we are done. We're done. So they're like, okay, that was just a freak thing. But when they shot the next one off, it did the same thing. So I'm like, somebody needs to have a website or a complaint line for faulty fireworks, because that thing was faulty for the two they shot off. And I don't know if they had another one, but they didn't blow it off. But yeah, it was bringing in the new year with a bang. And then when all was said and done, we could not find Willow, our puppy Willow. And I told everybody, I was like, I let her in before you guys started blowing stuff off because both dogs came in. I said, she's in the house somewhere. She was hiding under the piano bench, scared out of her wits, like shivering and shaking. I mean, you would have thought she just got off a school bus. Like, seriously, she was just, oh, poor puppy. That was my New Year's. It was fun. It was great. I can't complain. I'm not gonna complain. New Year's resolution, no complaining. Okay, unless it's worth it. Some things you need to complain about. But anyway, today we're doing a soap. It's not what I was going to do, but we're doing a soap because I'm too busy to do what I wanted to do. That'll be next week. But today we're doing a soap that was actually kind of told to me, like, this whole thing. I'll tell you about it in the video because I got lots of time in the video to talk about it. So 3 things. Dream big. Be true to you. You are worth it. And let's go check out this soap. Okay, to the soap. This is actually Rustic Woods and Rum. It doesn't look anything like the fragrance oil. I will warn you right now. So this bar is the same fragrance oil that is in my bobber soap for the summer. And I had this lady come up to me and she's like, I love that bar, like the red and the white. She says, do you know what the only problem with it? I said, yes, it's a ball. And she says, it's a ball. It doesn't stay where you put it, which I totally knew when I made the bobber soaps. But, you know, what are you going to do? It's a bobber, right? So anyway, she's like, I love the coloring. She said, if you could keep the coloring and the red and the white and just do a regular bar. And I'm like, well, sure, you know, I can get that done down the road eventually, you know, because that was a summer soap. And, you know, obviously it's winter. But anyway, this was the first of my master batches, the very first master batch. And I'll tell you what, I don't know what it was about this thing, but I had glycerin rivers galore. Glycerin rivers. They did look better after it cured, you know, but holy hellaciousness, yeah. This is also a bar that fires, what is that? I'll tell you the colors. Trial by Fire and just titanium dioxide. Yeah, I was on a Trial by Fire kick. I am sorry. You're going to see some of that, a lot of it coming up. But, yeah, this bar was not very, it was planned out. It's one of those things that looks better on paper than it does in the finished product. Okay? Maybe you won't agree with me. Let me know what you think. But my philosophy was to pour layers, which I'm not a good layer pourer. I should divide the batches. I should do it properly the way it's all, you know, how people teach you to do it, but I don't. I put it on a heat pad, I let it sit for a little bit, and then next comes the white. And I'm sorry my head's in the way. I'll never get my camera to be where I want it, when I want it, how I want it. I mean, it doesn't seem to matter. I'm right-handed, and then I cut things, or I pour on the right side, and then you can't see, and then I put it on the left side, and for some reason you can't see. And so, yeah, it's just one of those things with videotaping. But anyway, I was gonna do layers of this with a hanger swirl in the middle, or you'll see. But like I said, I'm not that good at layers, and I don't follow proper procedure, and you know, all those things. But it's okay. So divided the soap by 4. I had 2 layers of red, I thought. And no, I have more than that. Divided by 4 ounces each. Oh, each layer was supposed to be 4 ounces. I'm going to up it to 6 if I ever do this again. Just because, you know, it gave them a little bit thicker layer. I don't know why I came up with 4 ounces for each. Yeah, that's so weird. But that is kind of what I did. And then I took a hanger swirl to it, which you will see in a minute. And when my dog quits barking because the other dog is at the door. It's the thing. She literally thinks we won't hear her. It's so funny. Yeah, they must think we're deaf, especially after that fireworks display. I never did hear if the neighbors saw it. We have some neighbors that are about a mile away maybe, and nobody said anything, so I don't know. But yeah, so heat pad in between the layers just for like 5 minutes or so. And of course, as it sets up, it gets a little easier to work with. And I realized, you know, it's better for me to go right-handed when I use the spatula and pour down on it. I don't know why I can't remember that, you guys. It's just amazing. It really is. It's so funny. But I know I've talked about master batching a little bit here. Nothing like too strenuously creative or inventive. But so, yeah, and each master batch is different than the others. So, because I'm just trying to find my niche, my soap, my my favorite recipe. And I don't know if I'll ever find that because I just keep, playing things up. I have a couple that I do like, and then I tweak them a little bit. Sometimes you add the shea, or sometimes, you take out the rice bran, or you take out the sunflower and you add the rice bran, or depends on what you're doing with it. And, sometimes I like to look at my fatty acid profile and be like, oh, this was a bad one, like an old recipe from when I started. And I'm like, oh, no, I need to tweak that. I want this to, So it's a thing. Now, this master batch was the very first one I did. And it was basically trying to use up some of my oils. So I had grapeseed oil and aloe vera oil and avocado and canola and castor and coconut and olive and sunflower and tallow. And yes, just because it was, sorry. But you probably don't want to use this one. I'm not sure if I will ever do this one again. I have to, test the bars and see how I like them. But it was a lot of stuff. And then the sea popping and gelling was a lot of shocking surprises. But then I'm like, is it the fragrance oil that did this? Because weirdly enough, the first 2 batches of soap both had glycerin rivers, like I said, to high heaven. I will show you those while I finish this bar that I'm not talking about. That I should be talking about. But they had such glycerin rivers in the first 2 bars, and then the 3rd bar came out like it wasn't even the same batch. So then I was like, it's weird though, because I never had a problem with my bobber soaps and glycerin rivers. I never had a problem. Well, the other one is a new fragrance oil. But, you kind of sit there and look at it and it's like, so what made the glycerin rivers so hellacious in the first 2? I don't know. But I will tell you. So my soaps are kind of out of sync just because of, it's me. But this is like the first soap that I did the top on, and I was like, oh, this is just way too much fun. Like the soap I did, the lavender has that, that look to it, and I'm like, oh, these are just too much fun. So this is the one that actually started the tops being like they are, and I was like, ooh, that's so cool. That's just so cool. And I did take hangers to it. You saw that. It was just the zigzag up and down. And you can see the sides. You can see the layers, which are really cool. It looks really cool from the outside. I mean, it's nice. It wasn't hard, but I think, sometimes those glycerin rivers, maybe they affect that. I mean, it gets hard. It's a bar of soap. Guys, don't forget that. It is strictly a bar of soap. Yeah, don't ask me what I'm doing. Some days I wonder about myself and I'm there with me. But yeah, look at that. Look at these glycerin rivers. I'll show you a better one. But yeah, I'm just like, what the heck? I'm literally like telling myself, like, what the heck is this? And it has a roughness to it. Not a roughness, but it's almost like you can feel exactly where those rivers are in the soap. It's just crazy, if you want to put it that way. But see, look at that. It's the weird coloration in there, where it's just not the same solid color it should be. That's what I'm trying to say. So what does the internet say about glycerin rivers? They say temperature is a big factor. They're caused by the soap heating up as it saponifies and causes the glycerin to pool in one place. It also could be a high water amount, if you do like the 38% like I do, into a full gel at a lower temperature than the soap that has less water. So high water soap is more likely to show cracking in rivers. If that wasn't confusing enough. Some people love it, some people hate it. I just roll with it. It made my design look really, really cool. So this is the soap right after it was cut. And of course, this is the soap right after curing. You can definitely see the glycerin rivers in there. Here's the fragrance notes. I just want to know how they get hay as a fragrance scent. But anyway, I hope you had a good time. Thank you for dropping by. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.